Yeah, we are now live, Xander. Hello,
Hello?
Twitch. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I mean, it's running through an ad right now, but I'm just going to assume that we're live.
Yes, we are live.
We are live. So it is me, Cosmos. I'm back. Casting with Xander here, and this is going to be the Netherlands versus Finland. Getting into the picks and bans here. Now that our warm-ups are over, we're going to start the actual match. See how this goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess for the Netherlands, they'll probably ban out either an ACK map or something they just don't feel like playing. Could
Yeah.
be Esoteria, could be anything else. I'd imagine Finland probably wants to ban Esoteria as well.
I wonder if they'll end up focusing more on the accuracy maps, or Finland would, just because of the slightly lower ranks that they have on their team, outside of just having Teska carry them through. Because they're slower, you can focus on act more so than some of the faster stuff, where you have to worry about potentially missing through sliders and jumps and things like that. Maybe a little bit have a higher chance, maybe.
Yeah. No, definitely the skill gap as far as ACK goes is pretty much, a lot of lower ranked players actually are pretty strong ACK players. Like, you'd be surprised, like, as far as, you'd see a player on Score Saber, oh, they're ranked 400, but they can, like, 97 all the ACK maps. There are pretty
Yeah.
strong ACK players out there that you might not expect. So, the gap as far as ACK players goes is not nearly as strong as, like, a higher level players gap goes.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, if you're playing ACK maps in a tournament setting, you miss once, you lose. It's really that big of a deal. If your team misses once, usually you lose the ACK maps.
Yeah.
Because going against these teams like Netherlands, US, Canada, UK, all those teams, they're consistent enough to not miss. So you can't really afford to miss on those ACK maps.
And I can imagine that there are some nerves running high, because I know there's a lot of players through the entirety of the World Cup that this is their first tournament ever. So
Definitely.
not only are you playing in a tournament setting, being streamed live on Twitch in front of lots of people, but you're also representing your country. So there's a lot of nerves there. I can imagine that will play a part.
And it looks like the Netherlands, just like kind of what we expected as far as leaning towards the ACK maps, they banned out Sunrise. Personally, not a huge fan of Sunrise as a map. It's kind of a little bit guffed, but ACK maps, they can't really have a huge pool to pick from as far as ACK maps goes. So, kind of expected from me to ban out Sunrise as far as, one, a map they might not want to play, and two, not wanting to give out a slight advantage to Finland if they are to pick that map.
Right. And it looks like Finland's going to end up banning Sugary again. Getting that map banned. Nobody wants to play it.
I mean, I'm not surprised, really. It's probably the easiest map to, like, just miss for no reason on, I'd say. Avalanche, you miss because you can't read the pattern. Esoteria, you miss the rhythm. I Can't Breathe, it's pretty straightforward. So, um, yeah, it's kind of expected. And surprisingly, actually, Netherlands do pick one of the ACK maps. So maybe they're really confident about their advantage in the ACK, going for that, risking a possible miss from someone.
I'm sure they've practiced it over and over.
Oh,
I'm really curious to see how this ends up.
Yeah.
I like this one for the map. It starts off really chill, and you just go through. Compared to Sunrise, there's not as much of those angles and things, so it's just a chill map, just straight accuracy. See how they do.
Yeah. Army is a pretty straightforward ACK map. It's smooth, plays well. It's just a good song, so just enjoyable map to play. And it looks like players for Finland are going to be Seska, Make, Dark Rays, and Quiwa. Players for Netherlands are Sheep, Cooling, Silver, and Mitchell to be expected.
Now, for those that don't know, Xander, what is an ACK map?
So if anyone is wondering, like, oh, we talk about ACK maps, we talk about all these different kinds of maps and stuff.
Army.
Yeah.
Even within the realm of
Okay,
ACK
boys,
maps,
good-
you have different
good
kinds
have
of ACK
fun.
maps. You have tech ACK, you have pure ACK, and you have just like kind of balanced ACK. And obviously, there's different kind of maps sprinkled in there here and there, but that's kind of the biggest three categories of ACK maps. And ACK, what it is aiming for that middle of the block, trying to get that 115. Lots of smooth swings, taking your time and really trying to be super precise. And when it comes down to it, accuracy is really all about precision, and control is a huge thing in ACK maps. So usually slower maps.
Yeah, much slower. Though goat is more. That's like more tech, but
Yes.
also ACK in a way.
So Goat towards the end gets a little bit more complex on the rhythms.
Yeah.
So
Please wait, setting up synchronized.
looks like our audio might be busted.
Audio. Oh no.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hello, Twitch. Did Amma fall asleep?
Oh,
Hello?
Oh no.
Alright.
Oh no. No. No.
Okay, well, I think they can hear us now. Very, very quietly, albeit.
Refreshing cooling. One's
I'm not gonna
Apparently
yell
there's
because I don't know how this new mic
Waarom
would
is het zo
react.
stil?
Yeah.
Ik weet niet, maar
Oh.
oké,
it's
dus
fixed.
eventjes in een nutshell, Koeling, je stream was vastgelopen.
Hi!
Dus er wordt
Hey,
een
hey
refresh
guys.
gedaan.
oh.
For
Welcome
the
back
entire
to the
Twitch
match.
chat, 369 people in this chat had turned their volume all the way up.
Oké, nou, ik ga jullie dan weer verder muten.
Rip headphone user. Half the
Let's
chat just
go.
died.
Oh, sorry, Twitch chat. I'm sorry.
Dus aan
The good news is we're syncing the streams and we're getting into our first map, Finland versus Netherlands. See who ends up taking this one.
Yeah, we're going into one of the Yak maps, so this is probably going to be the closest song of this match, I'd say.
Yeah.
Netherlands, looks like they're just really confident in their ability to out-act the enemy team, So
Yeah.
we'll see how big of a gap they can develop.
Okay, here we go. Definitely has a slow start.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire song's pretty slow, but it's just
Ooh.
pretty chill.
Silver Haze is holding a 98. I don't like that. And just like what I predicted, this looks like it's going to be pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. If they're gonna stand up against the Netherlands, these maps are gonna be where it's at for sure.
Yeah, definitely. ACK maps, a lot of players that you might not expect really do practice those ACK maps, and they develop those skills. Like a lot of us we played one Beat Saber OST song and went straight to like Freedom Dive, so it's like a little bit different of a skill trajectory than some others.
Jumping Sheep dropping down to a 94 though, which is interesting.
Yeah, he missed there. So that, while it looks like Finland is holding the hack, I think it's desync from not all the games being exactly together.
Yeah.
But it looks like right now Finland should be ahead, theoretically.
Yeah, this is a very close match. Both Silver, Hayes, and Tesco with 98s currently.
Yeah, extremely impressive holding those 98.
Make with a 97 though.
Yeah. Make one of the players that we hadn't really heard much about, holding a really strong 97. That's pretty impressive. Keeping up with Mitchell.
Yeah.
Holding it a little bit over him, but looking like Cooling's going to be at like a 97.5. And Dark Rays and Quiwa a little bit lower than that 97 mark, but they're actually holding up pretty well. Looks like the Netherlands have kind of built back up that ACK advantage over time after Sheep missed. If they can hold that, then there's a possibility that they can take this map even though Sheep missed.
Yeah, Sheep dropping a note there. It's keeping both of their sides very close in percentage.
Twitch giving them some technical difficulties, but
Yeah, Twitch is being a little whoa.
yeah. But on the other hand, this match is extremely close.
It is, yeah. At least it's not me. I thought something was going on.
No,
Yeah. Glad it
but we're
did.
coming up to the end of the song, and the difference is 0.05 in
It's
ACK.
so close.
Looks like we might be coming back. Yeah, looks like Netherlands is gonna hold out toward the end of the song.
Yeah. Just barely.
Yeah,
Suspense is
Silver,
killing me.
Silver holding that 98.1 through the whole song.
Through the
Seska
whole song.
relatively close, 97.9, but you know that
And
98.
Make doing really well too. 97 as
Yeah,
well.
of course. Super impressive from Silver Haze. Looks like just by a margin of 0.15%, Netherlands takes the ACK map.
Which is, when you think about it, is absolutely insane because everybody, 97, 96, 98. It's insane.
Yeah, but like I said, that ACK gap, it's not nearly as big as some people might expect. A lot of the high-level players, don't really practice ACK as much, but some of them do. And you see that with Silver Haze. That clearly evident with that 98.1.
Yeah.
But then a lot of the lower end players really do practice that ACK, and they get up there, and they're some of the best. Obviously, SFK is an example. Really
Yeah.
like low on the leaderboards, but he's the best ACK player in the world.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely a skill in of itself.
yeah, and even with Sheep missing once, they still take the match or the song. So
Yeah.
pretty impressive for Netherlands to hold out that advantage over Finland with an average ACK just a little bit higher.
Yeah, just a little bit. We're back to the pick screen here. See what map they're gonna end up playing next. Oh, looks like Esoteria.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Netherlands are going to come out and pick Esoteria. Really trying to kind of hammer in,
Yeah.
hey, we're high ranked, buddies. They're going to slam that PP map onto Finland and hope that they can keep up.
Yeah. So definitely the fastest map out of this map pool. 3 minutes and 39 seconds. We've seen it played a few times through the matches we've had so far this weekend. I'm trying to think of a match that, like, because I know Sugary continues to get banned. I'm trying to think of
Yes.
a match that they played that song in.
You mean Esoteria or Sugary?
Sugary.
I think they played one
One?
yesterday. I can't remember which match it was, but I thought I remembered seeing it.
It's a really good song. Esoteria. It's super fun.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people make the joke, oh, it's just goodbye, but slower or less. But I mean, which
Yeah.
isn't false. Let's be real, it's not false, but Esoteria does stand on its own. It is a good
Yeah.
map. I really enjoyed it when I played. I thought it was good. Obviously, a good song. It's pretty relatively straightforward as far as pattern recognition and speed, and
Yeah.
you know, as long as you can read the rhythm of the song, then you're going to be able to keep up. It's just a matter of how well can you act on those fast patterns.
Yeah, that's gonna be the challenge. And it looks like they're not gonna be changing around their players to this one from Finland.
Spam this fucking key.
Or they're bringing in Scoop.
Yeah, they're bringing in Scoop.
Yeah.
Looks like Dark Rays swapped out with Scoop for this one.
Yeah.
So maybe Scoop is a little bit more confident with these faster maps. Them subbing him in for this one, maybe we can see him perform pretty well over the rest of his team or possibly his opponent.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he does. I'm not too familiar. Let me look at
De groetjes doen.
I'm expecting Netherlands to really hold out their overall skill advantage over Finland pretty strongly in this map. I don't think we're going to see an upset in this one.
Yeah.
I'm expecting probably a good amount of misses from Finland, maybe on some of their less strong players.
Score op Esoteria is...
But you never know, they could perform super well under pressure. You never know.
Dan krijg je voor 20.
It looks like with Scoop,
iets voor zilver.
wat? Hallo?
he has like a lot of different songs on his front page. Like his top score 405 pp is the Hold Angel map mapped by Rogdude. So Galaxy Friends, Recollection, First Dreams.
Yeah, so definitely familiar with the faster maps for sure.
He also has a
Hopefully-
front page score placed for Esoteria. He scored a 91.4% on that one about 5 days ago.
Not bad. So we'll see if he can overperform and maybe improve
Yeah.
that score.
Definitely familiar.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too with this match is it's on bailout, so if they do get a better score,
Ooh, and
these
Mitchell actually missed on that first little pattern roll right there.
still able to hold the score for Netherlands though, even after dropping that note.
Yeah, it looks like Scoop is having a bit of a hard time with those streams. Kwiwa missing as well. It looks like the overall act for Netherlands is keeping up above that 92. Finland, some of their players are having a harder time keeping up. Scoop definitely struggling a little bit. Kwiwa gaining back up in act though. His combo's coming back up, so I think maybe it's just kind of a fluke miss there for him, but he's doing a little bit better. Scoop definitely struggling, unfortunately. You can see it's kind of getting to him a little bit, but no, can't really avoid it. Just gotta try your hardest.
Yeah, just keep on playing through. That's definitely gonna hurt Finland though, unfortunately.
Yeah. That low of an act number is really going to drag that average down a lot. And with Silver Haze and Cooling holding those 95s, you know, it's kind of hard to gain back on that. You know?
Yeah.
So,
It's
you know,
kind of
even with the Sheep and Mitchell, like if they were to miss one, like I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the average is just too far at this point. You know, almost 3% and climbing for the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Finland is climbing back too.
It's not gonna be enough, not for this song.
The song's already halfway,
Yeah.
so I don't think it's possible to even gain back that big of an act advantage unless Scoop like magically FCs the rest of the song, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. He
That's
is getting
good
that
for holding
combo
a
back up.
95. Yeah. Oh.
unfortunately.
He did end up dropping that.
Yeah. Looks like Silverhaze actually missed. Mitchell missing again as well. It looks like Sheep missed a little bit earlier. But that AC average, still such a huge gap, you know.
Yeah.
They could miss a few more times and that would not close. Coming up towards the last quarter of the song, I'm going to guess that Mitchell is going to climb an AC. Finland's players are probably going to just have to play out the rest of the map, kind of try their hardest to get those combos back up, build up that AC, but I don't think it's possible for them to bring back that gap.
No, not when you have Silverhaze and Cooling Closet still carrying a 95, Jumping Sheep with the 94% accuracy, Mitchell the 92. In these kind of matches, missing notes will really hurt your team, especially when you drop below that 90%, because a lot of these players are just their default is 90 plus.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Silverhaze and Cooling Closet, their default accuracy is 95 plus.
Yeah. Yeah, they're used to that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Scoop is climbing back up in AC. He's doing a little bit better.
Singing
but
at
here
90
we are.
now.
Yep.
Very
Over at the end of the song, the last stream. Does drop below an SS, unfortunately, but yeah, he's really upset with himself, but you know, it happens. You know, sometimes you just kind of unpredictable map for him, I guess. Kind of hard for him to read the patterns, but Netherlands holding out that strong AC advantage, even with lots of misses. Silverhaze and Cooling, just insane.
Zes misses, yo.
Mitchell is zelfs lager dan met topscore hierop. Oh, Charlie is dat aan het typen. Oh, dit is wel eng. Oh ja, wisselen. Kom maar. Oh ja, één van hen had niet eens een SS.
Oh, dat is wel...
Looks like Twitch is being very weird today.
Yeah. Kind of getting a little bit behind a little bit, but just got to keep refreshing to keep up. And
sorry, guys.
yeah, kind of curious to see what Finland's pick is gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they did a lot better on the AC map, so I'm curious to see. Especially with Sunrise bands, maybe they'll go for Goat because it is more AC based.
Yeah, and even though, like we talked about before, Seska is an extremely strong player. You know, he performed extremely well in that song. FC 95.5%. He actually outperformed both Silverhaze and Cooling. You know, he's an extremely good player, but it's hard, you know, to keep up that average when your team is kind of struggling.
Yeah, he's not messing around.
Yeah. I think it would probably be in Finland's interest either to pick Goat or I Can't Breathe. Most likely Goat. I feel like Goat is probably their best bet. It's a little bit techy. If they are more confident with tech, possibly, then it's, you know, a little bit easier for players to kind of manage tech maps if they can read them well enough. I Can't Breathe is a pretty straightforward map. I'd say Netherlands has a really good chance of beating out Finland on that map. And Avalanche being a stream map, it is techy, but generally stream maps are a little bit easier for those who are, you know, that as skilled as Netherlands players are.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see what they're gonna end up picking here. It seems like Teska's headset has been holding out. He hasn't been having any issues on stream, so that's promising. He had mentioned he was having some issues.
Yeah. Luckily, his headset has been holding out. Good for him. That would be super unfortunate if, like, during the match his headset went out or whatever.
Oh, it looks like Goat is gonna be the next match.
Yep.
Called it, Xander. We called it.
Yeah, I called it in favor of Finland though, and the
Yeah,
Netherlands.
that's true.
But you know, Goat. It's just a good map.
It
all
is.
around. It's fun to play. Song's a jammer, so I wouldn't be surprised if I think that's why it's the highest pick percentage map probably. Just because it's overall just a good time. A lot of players enjoy it. They feel confident on it, so they pick it, right? Just a good map overall, like I said.
Yeah. And you can place players in there and have them play. You can take your accuracy players, put them in there, and those more like challenge based in there because it's kind of like right in between.
Yeah, the only problem with putting in ACK players for GOAT is that towards the end of GOAT, the patterns do get pretty difficult to hit. Like you have to concentrate pretty well.
That's true. And it's a
lot
lot
of-
faster.
Yes, a lot of like top row streams and X streams and kind of techie patterns that you might not expect unless you actually, played the map and really experienced it and been confident with it. So a lot of ACK players might get caught off guard by that kind of thing. Really saw it during my match earlier that I casted. One of the players, really strong ACK player, but he had some problems towards the end and he just couldn't hit the patterns, unfortunately, and it dropped his ACK down a lot. And so players have to be, really conscious of the entire map and, possible difficulty spikes that they might not expect.
Right. Hopefully, because these pools are released, obviously ahead of time, it gives them, a solid week or so to practice through these with their team and kind of figure out who's going to be playing what. And that's another thing too. It's not as important with these matches now, but when we get into some of the later matches where you're playing through tons of maps, switching out players is going to be really important, both for making sure you're placing players with ACK maps or more speed challenge maps, and also just based on stamina, because this gets tiring after a while.
Oh, definitely. Looks like Snacky's going to be coming in for Scoop for GOAT. We'll see how he performs on that one. Netherlands is going to be maintaining the same roster for this song as well.
That seems right. I mean, Cooling Closet has been in countless tournaments, as has Silver Haze, Mitchell. I mean, these are players that we've seen throughout the community, so they know how the tournaments run and they're very confident in playing and how well they play. There's no need to really swap out.
Yeah, of course.
Waarom duurt dit zo
En-
lang? Fuck. Bro,
Looks like we're going to be getting into it with GOAT.
My body is
Yeah.
Probably my favorite song of the pool. Can't really can't really talk enough about. It's just a really fun map overall.
It is, yeah. Just the song by itself is really fun too.
Oh yeah, I've listened to
Um,
Polyphia for a really long time too, so
Yes.
it's seeing their popularity grow over the years have been really cool. And especially now with all the Beat Saber maps and OC maps and all that stuff, it's pretty cool.
It's definitely a lot of artists I would not have discovered if it wasn't for this game, so it's pretty
Absolutely.
awesome. Okay. Streams are syncing.
Oh, looks like we're gonna be getting right into it. Syncing up and getting into the song.
I low-key have a Twitch ad right now.
Unfortunate. Well, I got you covered. Looks like going back and forth as far as that goes on this intro. Pretty neck and neck, actually.
Oh, yeah. Silver Haze with the 97. Mitchell and Cooling Closet all carrying 97. Tesco with that as well.
Yeah, a lot of things about this map that kind of are particular about GOAT. It's just the rhythms, and because of the angles and the rhythms, sometimes you might get caught off guard by some of the weird, off kilter. We're not looking at a 1/4 song all the way through. We're looking at lots of interesting rhythms and patterns that you might not expect. So
Yeah.
being probably the strongest tech map of the pool, Netherlands looking to expand an advantage over that they think they have on tech maps.
I think what I like most about this map is that, it's not like copy paste. It's very like this map runs very unique throughout the entire thing.
Oh,
The
definitely.
patterns aren't necessarily that predictable, and I think it makes it really fun. And it goes so well with the song.
The emphasis is really well done in this song.
Yeah.
Really makes you feel like you're playing the song in Beat Saber, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a rare thing for a lot of maps to have that kind of feeling where you're playing the song. So, really, props to Cheesy for having a really good map.
Cheesy!
But looks like over for Finland. Snacky having a miss, Kwiwa missing earlier on. But Make and Seska holding that full combo. Looks like over for the side of the Netherlands though, they're holding that full team, full combo. Doing
Yeah.
really well with the ACK, holding up. Make is actually playing really well, beating Mitchell out in ACK,
Yeah. Yeah, they're holding their own.
definitely. No, it looks like Silver Haze just really has a strong advantage in this song, having over 0.6 hack advantage over Seska. You know, Seska being the best player for Finland. Impressive to see Silver Haze just kind of maintain that consistency that he's known for.
Yeah, he was holding that 97 in the previous songs as well.
You know, it looks like Snacky might be having some pretty bad tracking issues, so we could see a replay coming out.
It's not too much of a long song either. This is
Just over 3.5 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah.
Oh, Kwiwa holding up that combo. He missed earlier on in the song, but he's doing pretty well now. Like we spoke about earlier, Snacky having some tracking issues, so he did miss.
Yeah.
Seska holding a full combo, and Make still holding on too. So those two doing really well for their team. But
Yeah.
more impressively, Netherlands still
Yeah.
holding that full combo. Oh, and Silver Haze missed, right as I said it, of course.
Yeah, he will end up dropping that combo up and down to a 95. It happened. And that is the map. So I'm curious, as you said, if they'll end up calling some tracking here or not. We haven't seen, I don't think we've seen a tracking call yet
I think
this weekend.
there was a lag call, if I remember yesterday, I think.
Okay.
But I haven't seen any tracking calls personally.
Oh yeah, Snacky's mentioning it in the
Yeah.
chat right now.
Wat was jouw egg?
96.1.
Maar Snack die gaat misschien tracking callen.
95.9. Mitchell FC.
Ja.
Iedereen had volgens mij FC.
Let's see if they get to play through this one more time.
Oké, Silver niet, maar nog steeds volgens mij dus niet aan Mitchell. Peppa
Seska deze het host. Door
Hoeveel mensen
missen.
is wel?
Wat
Ja.
had 6K?
Nee, maar gaan jullie hem nog een keer
Yep,
Oh.
Finland calling tracking here.
34.
So we're going to be replaying that map. We'll see if Seska and May can hold up that consistency. Maybe Kwiwa doesn't miss in the beginning and he holds that full combo.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see. Snacky improves his tracking. He could overperform after improving his tracking. Could be up there with the rest of his team, and the ACK percentage could be closer. But Netherlands, I think, gonna continue to hold that overall ACK advantage over them.
Yeah.
95 plus, 96 plus. Only really Seska and Mate can kind of compete there. It looks like.
Yeah.
Ik zat echt. Ik kwam bij het einde met een.
And now that they've played through the match today, or I mean, sorry, the song just now. So now if they're gonna be going back into it, they're used to the speed of it. They're kind of vibing and see if they end up doing better here.
Maar ik
Ja.
denk niet dat zij jullie team scoren. Want degene.
Meer punten zitten.
So with tracking resets in this tournament, each team does have one tracking reset to use.
Yes.
So it's possible another tracking reset could happen for the side of Netherlands. I guess Silver Haze maybe had a little bit of tracking issues there.
Yeah.
When he missed, I don't think it was tracking, but maybe he had it elsewhere. So maybe as long as his tracking holds up, he should get that full combo next time the song comes
Ik
up.
ben wel trouwens, jongens, ik ben wel teleurgesteld.
And
in
it's really important to make sure you are using that tracking call very wisely through these matches, because you do only have one per team, not per player, per team.
Yeah. Being from traditional tournament standpoint, one tracking reset per player.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Imagine having 8 tracking resets in one song.
We'd be here
Yikes.
forever. Oh no. But that makes you think, if a team loses tracking on an ACK map and then maybe later on loses the tracking on a bit of a harder map, trying to make sure you are placing that call on the right song,
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
you don't know if what's worse, losing tracking and missing notes on an ACK map, or something that's more faster where the other team might be having a harder time as well.
Yeah, for sure. If you use a tracking reset on a song you already are gonna lose, what's the point, right?
Right.
So, for a lot of these underdog teams, it's hard to have that positive mindset, coming in. A lot of Beat Saber players kind of hard on themselves, so you could kind of expect that a lot of them may or may not be a little bit less confident than, you'd hope for, but
Yeah.
you can always know your strengths, right? So play to your strengths best you can.
Not too far off. Well, I'm sitting at a 95 compared to the Netherlands in the 96 right now.
Yeah, Kuiwa missed the first note actually, and then
Yeah.
looks like just that pattern earlier did miss one more time. Maybe getting a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, he ended up dropping pretty low into the 80s right out of the gates of the song, but he's climbing back up. He's now sitting at a 92.
Yeah, hopefully he can bring that overall act back up, kind of keep up with the rest of his team even with those 2 misses. Snacky did miss. I'm not sure if it was another tracking issue. But he did drop down to a 94. Make and Seska also performing really well. Silver Haze is holding a 97.4.
He's insane.
Really impressive.
Cooling and Sheep not far behind him, and Sheep and Make, I'm not familiar with them so much, so it's really cool to see them doing so well and getting these scores. I mean, with Sheep in 96, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, 96 is very impressive. I mean, to put it in perspective, Cooling, a #1 previous global player, Sheep coming out of, recently becoming a really high-level player. It looks like on Score Saber he's in the 40s, I believe. Holding up act with Cooling Closet is pretty impressive, no matter who you are. So, good on him for just playing really well, especially in a first-time tournament setting, if that's the case with him.
Yeah.
Snacky looks like may still having some tracking issues. Seems to be missing a good amount. Kuiwa also missing a little bit earlier, but building back up that combo. Make and Seska still holding full combos. Really well done from them, especially Make. Holding a 95.5 almost. Ooh.
Both Sheep and Mitchell on Netherlands team seem to have dropped some notes there as well. Still in the lead though.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, those X streams looking a little bit missy for Mitchell, but he does drop down a little bit, but the average act for Netherlands just holds it up, But Finland just can't keep up really, even with the misses from the Netherlands coming out. Unfortunately, I think Snacky and Kuiwa had a little bit of tracking issues, but they already used their tracking reset, unfortunately. So really can't do much.
Looks like the Netherlands will end up taking that match as well.
And looking at chat, apparently Silver Haze got the #1 with 96.98.
That's insane.
He's absolutely insane. 97 on an a tech map like that, which gets relatively fast towards the end. Lots of hard patterns to hit. Hard patterns to act, especially. I can't even get a 97 on $100 bills. So really impressive from
You're
Silver Haze there.
Gewoon nog een keer ghost.
Zullen we gewoon tracking komen?
Nee. Niemand had tracking.
Okay, let's see. So our next, with the Netherlands taking this one, we will be going into our next match after this. That's gonna be the Canada versus Denmark.